Welcome to another installment of AIRAID TV. Today we're going to be talking about the 2014 Chevy Silverado 1500. Now this new truck has several new creature comforts to it, but the real news is under the hood with the new 5.3-liter Ecotec 3 engine. Now this engine required a whole new intake system, and we here at AIRAID have done our homework. We've come up with a complete MXP series cold air intake system. Let me show you what we've got. Now the new AIRAID system includes absolutely everything you see here. We have a new rotomolded intake box. Now this includes the factory cold air scoop, plus we add a very large scoop down below. We have a built-in velocity stack, and this weather stripping seals against the hood. We're basically using the hood like a lid to keep hot engine compartment air away from the air filter. We have a new intake tube that's designed to optimize airflow to the engine, and it accepts all the factory sensors and hoses and such. Plus we have, of course, an oversized premium AIRAID filter. Now this kit is designed to entirely bolt into place. There's no drilling or trimming or anything like that involved, and we even have instructions written with the do-it-yourselfer in mind. And with that said, let's go ahead and show you the highlights of the install right now. First, disconnect the negative battery cable. Unclip the mass air sensor harness, then loosen up the factory intake tube clamps. Unclip the valve cover breathers by pushing in on the black buttons and pulling. Then remove the factory intake tube from the vehicle. Remove the upper half of the factory intake box, followed by the fender support rod, then the lower half of the factory intake box. Lastly, remove the lower intake box plate. All right, we are ready for the installation of the new intake box. Now I've already installed the velocity stack on the intake box like so, as well as the weather stripping. Now you can do the weather stripping later if you'd like. Now this simply slides into place here, so, and secure it with the factory hardware. Okay, now we are ready for our AIRAID intake tube. Now we've transferred the mass air sensor from the original intake tube to the new one, installed the fittings along with our couplers, and this baby's ready to go in. Now we just simply attach it to the air box and then to the throttle body on the engine. Now one of the nice things about the AIRAID system is that we supply new OE connectors for the valve cover breathers. Now these are just like the factory pieces. These simply snap onto the valve covers, and then the other end attaches to the connectors on the intake tube. Tighten up the clamps for the valve sensor breathers, then reattach the mass air sensor wire. Now the last step in the process is of course to install the air filter itself. Now this is available in either traditional oiled media or our Synthemax dry material. Now get this buttoned up and reattach our fender support bracket, double check our connections, and I believe we'll be good to go. Reconnect the negative battery cable, then it's time to go for a test drive. Well, this thing certainly didn't need a whole lot of encouragement to roast the rear tires, and I tell you what, it's got a really aggressive sound when you're in it, but it's not at all obnoxious when you're just cruising around town. Well, I hope you enjoyed this installment of AIRAID's cold air intake system for the 2014 Silverado, and we'll see you next time.